What's wrong with a goat?
They go bad. What's going on, everybody? We are back. We're back.
Hooray.
Yeah. We've been away for a while. Due to, I'll be honest, it's due to me. Like, I've been through some shit in the past couple months, and you guys have been really patient, and I appreciate it. They've also helped me through a lot of shit, so I really appreciate you guys helping out with that. But we are back right in time because Black Panther Wakanda Forever just came out. And we saw it. And it's the end of Phase 4. Getting ready to jump into Phase 5 for the MCU. And I thought it was a really good ending to Phase 4. You know? I thought, so basically, in light of Chadwick Boseman's death, the original Black Panther, T'Challa, we'll say, spoiler alert, although it's usually in our title card. T'Challa dies off screen in the first, couple 30 seconds, couple minutes of the movie.
You don't see it, but it's
yeah.
sad.
I was surprised they even went forward with making a scene like that. I thought they were just going to be like, oh yeah, you're dead.
But it was basically Shuri was trying to make a cure for whatever he had.
Well, she was trying to make a synthetic those the flowers that they used in the first movie to make him the Black Panther.
Yeah.
She was trying to create one, make a one in her lab.
So to cure his...
Yeah, to cure his illness. It would give him the Black Panther power and he'd be cured again. But she didn't make it in time. As she was rushing out, her mom was like, he's dead, he's gone, bye. So he's gone, and the entire movie was basically Shuri saying she doesn't want to be the Black Panther, saying she doesn't want to do it, she doesn't want to be the Queen of Wakanda, she's too busy. And then just a bunch of crazy shit happens. And then eventually she picks up the mantle of the Black Panther. Well, maybe. We'll see. Because she didn't pick up the Black Panther suit. She picked up the Killmonger suit. So is she Killmonger or is she the Panther?
But wasn't Killmonger the Black Panther in Black Panther 1? Didn't he become a Black Panther?
He had a suit, but I think he called himself Killmonger. I don't know if he actually took up the Black Panther, name. He may have.
Well, he was still within the same, spiritual resonance. Right?
Yeah.
Because he went through the whole flower thing and everything.
Yeah, he did go through the whole process of becoming the Panther, so he might have just been the Panther.
But just rejecting the name.
Yeah, just rejecting the name and being like, yeah, I'm Killmonger, it doesn't matter. But yeah, what do you guys think about the movie?
I liked it. I don't think I wasn't, blown away by it, but I thought they did a good job with, in the aftermath of Chadwick Boseman's death, kind of having someone else pick up the mantle, and I think they did a good job honoring his legacy as that character. I thought they handled it very well, very tasteful. It was very sincere. Thought it was pretty emotional.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the movie, but I wasn't
It wasn't the best.
No, I wasn't blown away, but I still enjoyed it and what they did with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did think it was way too long, though. Some parts dragged on, but,
Yeah, it was quite a long movie. I don't remember what the time was. I think it was 2.5 hours.
240-something minutes.
47, I think. Ryan Coogler is the director, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. Given the circumstances that they had to work around, I thought they did a good job. It sounded like they had to rewrite the entire script at the last minute because he passed away.
Yeah.
So with what they did with that short amount of time was pretty good.
Yeah, they had but they had one originally, and then he died, so they had to go back.
Yeah. And
then COVID happened, so then they had to wait even longer.
Yeah. There are a couple things that I thought the pace was a little too slow in the movie. They did do a lot of things better. I thought the way the movie looked, the cinematography and all that was much better than the first. First one had good cinematography too, but this one had a lot better. Visuals, shots, a lot better special effects. I don't know if you rewatched the first Black Panther recently, but some of those visual effects
they
haven't aged well.
Yeah, they weren't great. I remember watching it again and I was
especially the final fight.
Yeah, because especially you watch it after you've seen things like Endgame, where you've seen how it can be in the MCU now, and you're like, well, it's not as good as the more recent movies.
Even Infinity War came out the same. I heard they took all their like visual effects assets and put into Infinity War, and then they just gave the rest to Black Panther, which is ironic because Black Panther is the one that got nominated for all the Oscars, while Infinity War just got visual effects and
that
it
makes
lost.
sense. That makes sense.
It did get the first one did get the Oscar for the costumes, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, you got those. But I'm talking about like CGI. The costumes and the production was great in both Black Panther 1 and 2.
Yeah.
The lady who did the costumes is actually from
Yeah.
she's from Western Mass.
Yeah.
Sorry for
because Chris already outed us as being from Western Mass.
You know, you gotta bring that up.
I used to work with, I think, her brother.
Was it Ruth Carter or something?
Ruth Carter, yeah.
Ruth was her brother?
Yeah. He worked at the casino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I won't say where or what his name is, but I worked with him in the department that I was in. At the
That's
casino.
cool.
Yeah, he was awesome. He was a nice guy. But yeah, that won best costume, and it was probably nominated for a bunch of other things.
Yeah, I think it had like 10 nominations.
Yeah. This one I don't see really being nominated for anything. It wasn't like great.
Well, I can see like the same stuff, like the costumes and the production design being nominated.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Because all the people in was it Talokan? His like
yeah, those designs are good.
Yeah, those are actually really good. Those all those costumes from Namor's.
Oh yeah.
Empire. Yeah, those costumes were all really good. So I thought like at least down there everything looked great. Like I actually thought they were underwater. I mean, I know most shots they probably are underwater, but like
well, actually, he didn't know how to swim before he got that role. So when he got the role, he had to learn how to swim.
Yeah, I heard he hired like some professional to teach him how to hold his breath underwater, and so he could hold his breath for like 5 minutes underwater now. And
it probably wasn't all obviously shot. It probably was like I don't know how much they would have done, but there was probably some stuff on like a blue screen or
probably yeah. But yeah.
Also, wasn't that actor? Wasn't he like Narcos or something?
Narcos Mexico.
Narcos. That's what I thought. I was like, because I recognized him.
I've only seen a couple of episodes of Narcos Mexico, but I remembered him from there because he was actually a really good part.
Yeah.
He was one of the better parts of the Narcos Mexico show. Narcos, period, like the original Narcos is great. At least the first two seasons. The third one's there, but like
Pablo.
Yeah, Pablo Escobar. And then the Narcos Mexico, I think, is about El Chapo. So it's not as good as the first like Narcos show, but it's still not bad. I do like it. The guy from Andor is the lead. I forgot his name.
Diego Luna.
Yeah, he's the lead in Narcos Mexico.
And then his brother, I think, is Gabriel Luna. He's in some stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that. Cool. Yeah. He did great in this movie though. He played Namor. I thought Namor was fantastic. You know, he wasn't too like fierce. He wasn't too.
I think from the comics they got him down to like pretty much a T.
Yeah, I have actually never read the comics.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that villain at all.
He was his design was pretty much straight out of the comics, which I was like, this is good. Because I know a lot of times they take liberties, but like it was cool to see like pretty much straight out of the comics.
So was he an original Black Panther villain, or was he like? Because I know he's a mutant, so was he with the X-Men?
So the way they introduced him in the comic, I don't say they introduced him, but I know one of his earliest things is in the movie. There's the beginning with that giant ship, and they're like trying to find something. I don't remember if they were trying to look for vibranium in the comics, but they were trying to do something, and then him and his people came and like attacked the ship. So that was from the comics. And then in some of the comics, yes, he fought Black Panther and the Wakandans, and in other comics, he fought beside Black Panther. Like he made a truce with him, but they weren't exactly friends. And then some other ones, he did stuff with like Captain America. Then he fought Captain. He's been in them for like he's a pretty big part of like certain storylines of the comic.
Yeah, not getting just too many spoilers yet, but it seems like they're building him up to come back.
I think he will.
Yeah. I think he will too. He was really good.
Spoiler, he didn't kill him, so.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things I would say about Phase 4, and I know it's kind of like going past, but they are expanding the MCU very much. Like they have Talokan now, they had Talo and
Kang.
Kang hasn't come out yet.
I mean, like space wise, not like.
Oh, you mean not like
location wise, not characters, because they unlocked Talo in Shang-Chi.
Yeah,
they have Talokan now. They're gonna open up the Quantumverse.
They have the multiverse.
The multiverse. Like they're opening up so many different things in Phase 4, and it's all leading up to Phase 5.
Because they're gonna have all the different, like Earth level, but whatever for like Spider-Man and
exactly.
Yeah,
and so I think it's great what they're doing now, and you know Talokan. looked fantastic. It was basically like Namor's Marvel's basically Aquaman. He's except he's a villain. He's like the king of the underwater world. Nobody knows that they're there because they've been there for hundreds of years.
Yeah, because of some plant thing one of their like shaman people made.
Yeah,
to cure some. So they were all getting like, well, spoiler. They were all, his people. He wasn't born yet. His people were getting some like disease, and so one of their shamans had like a vision of this like plant, and if he mixed it with something, they would like live. So he made it, but then they all like. Well, the way he explained it is they all thought they died, and they all woke up, and his mother was pregnant with him, and they couldn't breathe on land, so they discovered that they could breathe underwater though, so they had to go and like basically create a whole new like civilization under the water in secret, and that's what she gave birth to him, and he was the only one that could go on both land and underwater.
Yeah, because his mom was pregnant with him before she took the whatever it is, the rock. The plant. The medicine or whatever they want to call it. Yeah, he came out as like a hybrid. Where he had the strength and all the powers of the blue plant, but he also could breathe on land.
And he had wings on his
ankles.
Yeah, he had wings on his ankles, which is weird.
Which is from the comics too.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, and I liked how they made him when he was in the air. He kind of did this like. I really like. It was like attention to detail. I really liked that.
Yeah.
But he was the only one so that's why they kind of made him when he was older in charge of everything, because he could do stuff on land and underwater.
Yeah,
and his mom died too. So
it's a weird mutation, but like the way they used it in the movie, where he was jumping in the air, like taking steps mid-air. I like that.
They made him a mutant. They're like canon. He's a mutant.
Yeah,
in Marvel. He's not in the comics. He's not, but they made him like a mutant for the MCU because they're introducing the mutants.
He's not even he wasn't the mutant before.
No, they didn't call him a mutant in the comics.
Yeah, but I remember in this movie he said something like a mutation.
Yeah, so they're like he's canon, a mutant in the movies.
Yeah,
which I'm like, that's cool.
They've been confirmed before because I haven't finished it, but in Miss Marvel. Apparently, at the end, she's a mutant. She says something about like she has a mutation.
Yeah.
So they've already confirmed the mutants are in the MCU. They just need to bring the real ones in.
You also see Professor Xavier in Doctor Strange.
But that was a different universe.
That's a different universe, but still canon in the MCU.
You never know. Yeah, he was in another reality, another multiverse, but
dude, Pizza Pop.
They could easily be
Pizza Papa.
Yeah, Pizza Papa.
Bruce Campbell.
They could easily be in like this world, or they could be crossing over from another universe.
Because they're still doing multiverse stuff in quantum.
Yeah, that's going to be the big context of the Phase 5 is the multiverse
and quantumverse.
And the quantum realm is a universe within their reality. The multiverse is like different realities, so there could be quantum realms within the other realities too. But within every
that's why
reality,
their Kang is just one Kang from a certain universe. He's not the Kang.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why like he died in spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, Loki.
He died in Loki, and then so now you have this other Kang
from the
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man,
the Ant-Man's version of Kang.
Yeah,
the quantum version.
And is that version going to be the big bad guy?
They think so.
Or is it going to be a new? I know it's going to be Kang, but is it going to be that same version from Quantumania?
Oh, that's fair. Is it going to be?
What do you mean? Because he's going to be the big bad guy of 5.
Kang's going to be the
season 5. Phase 5.
Kang's the new big bad guy for Marvel. But is it going to be the same Kang that's coming up, or is it going to be a different iteration, like how they killed Loki? Are they going? Do you think they're going to kill Kang in Quantum Mania, and then the new Kang's going to come again?
One of the new Avengers movies that's coming out in the next few years. Actually, they're having 2 that are. It's going to end Phase 5, right?
Yeah.
Is the Kang Dynasty?
Yeah, but is that going to be the same Kang?
No, I get what you're saying. I'm putting pieces together.
Is that the Kang that they're going to be fighting in Avengers, or is that just a deviant from the Kang that they're going to fight in Avengers?
I don't know.
We don't know yet.
I don't know how close to the comics they're going to get.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I think he's going to be the same one.
I think he's going to be the same one from the Ant-Man.
Because I personally think that Ant-Man is going to die in his movie. And I think Kang is going to be the catalyst.
Wait, do you think Ant-Man's going to die?
Do you think is Paul Rudd's contract running out?
No, I don't know.
I thought Michael Douglas was going to die. I think Michael Douglas is going to die. The original Ant-Man.
He could. But I feel like if they killed Ant-Man...
But Paul Rudd doesn't age. They can use him forever.
What happened to Evangeline Lilly? Is she in the new Ant-Man movie? Evangeline Lilly?
She's Wasp, yeah.
Well, no, his daughter takes over the role of Wasp.
No, she's Wasp. The daughter is another
Daughter's a
character.
Waspette.
Yeah, she's
Wasp
like,
Junior.
she's a little wasp.
Little Wasp.
But
she's young Wasp.
Yeah, she could take over as Ant-Man and go on like a revenge like thing. Or hear me out, he could kill Cassie. And then Ant-Man becomes Ronin like type character and just goes on a killing
We don't
spree.
have a Ronin.
Also, they
I
recast.
know, but what if he goes on like a Ronin type spree where he just starts killing everybody?
They recast Cassie. I know that's old news. They recast her. It's not the same actress that was playing before. It's a girl from Freaky with Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
And she was also in Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen Detective.
I like
that's actually pretty good.
It surprised me how good it was.
She's not a bad actress.
What's her name?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Catherine Newton. Catherine Newton, that's what her name is.
Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't know that. I know she's not bad because I remember watching Freaky and it was really good.
It was funny.
It was funny. Vince Vaughn is.
I thought it was really stupid, and then I watched it, I was like, that was pretty good.
Yeah, he's always gonna be one of my favorite like comedy actors. Is Vince Vaughn. He's fantastic.
Was it? No, it wasn't him that played Rhino at the end of it. Who was that? It was that's Paul Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti, yeah.
I wish he was blue when he did that.
That dude. That dude's also fantastic in like everything he does. But we're getting off topic.
All right.
We're getting off topic.
Yeah, going back to Black Panther.
Black Panther 2. We've like delved into Phase 4.
You got some notes though, so we can.
I got some notes.
Why don't we go over that?
Yeah.
So
my first note. Shuri impressed me.
What's Letitia Wright?
Yeah, I knew they were going to give it to her because in the comics she takes over the mantle. Yeah, I didn't think from the first movie I didn't see how she would be a good Panther. I thought they would have given it to Nakia or Okoye or M'Baku, but they gave it to Shuri like they should have because she's the sister, Queen of Wakanda. And she impressed me. She did a lot better than I thought she was going to do. Like she was a lot better, especially after she like took the Black Panther thing. She was much more of a badass.
I think she did such a good job of portraying these different levels of emotion from like when, T'Challa dies, and so she's dealing with that, but at the same time she's trying to, she's going back and forth on, do I really want to be the ruler of Wakanda? Yeah. So that's conflicting with what just happened, and then she sort of comes to terms with what happened, but then her mother is killed. Spoiler again.
Yeah,
her mother dies, so then she has to deal with that.
And she's having a rough year.
Yeah, it's like debatable whether her or Thor are having a worse time because like they both lost both parents and their like sibling. So like whose is? Yeah, I know. I get it. It's probably gonna be in the video, but it won't be loud because it's upstairs.
But having this range of like emotional subjects that she had to deal with, I think she did a really good job with that. And then when she finally took on the role, it was like this whole, like, other, like, all of a sudden she has to be, not like the savior, but she has to kind of take on even more.
Yeah. I guess that was one of the things, which it's both good and bad for this movie. Like so they were given circumstances they had to work around, but this also felt like another origin story, which we had gone origin story in the last one. Which it's like I know like. Because of what happened, it's kind of hard to work around that. But with how long this movie is, I'm not really a huge fan of origin stories to begin with. And the fact that this movie is like 2 hours and 40 minutes, we put an origin story in that, I'm kind of like, that kind of like threw me off for a bit.
I think that it was interesting because you see her come into her own. So she kind of she starts off as a side character, but then she becomes like kind of the front and center of this world. And I think that was really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely like, she loses her brother and her mother within a span of like a couple of days. And she's also being, pushed into...
Not the brother and mother in a couple of days. The mother died a year later.
A year later. That's right, a year after.
Okay. Well, in 2 years, she lost both her brother and her mother. And then on top of that, she's being pushed into the Queen of Wakanda, which for any other country, you're just the queen or the king. But with Wakanda, now you're also the Black Panther. You're like the leader of the entire army in Wakanda, the most technologically advanced country in the world. And you're also like, you have to be a superhero also being a queen. And she just seemed like she didn't want any of that at the beginning. It took like her mother dying. She finally
accepts it.
Yeah, it took her mom dying for her to be like, listen, maybe I'll take it and then I'll fight no more. And then
I remember doesn't she get in like a fight with her mom? Not physical, but like I don't want this.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, you need to. You're going to have to eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
Then also, you find out she might not have to.
Yeah. Exactly.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah. Also, I keep calling him Namor because when he said it in the movie Namor, I was like, that sounds so much better than Namor. So
It's
I'm just
either
gonna call him
one.
Namor.
It's Namor and Namor.
I like Namor.
I like Namor. Namor is like, it's so smooth, especially with his Spanish accent. He's like, Namor. I was like, ooh, that's a good name.
What's
I
his
like
name? Tanakh something?
Tenach Huerta.
Tanakh Huerta.
He's fantastic. I love that guy. Let's see what else we got here.
Okoye.
Akuye and her new badass outfit.
She's what's her name from The Walking Dead, right?
She's the one.
She's Michonne.
Michonne. It's Denai Guerrera or something. I think
Something like that. Denai Guara.
The Predator outfits. Is that what you're talking about?
Huh?
The Predator outfits they gave.
Yeah,
them?
the Predator outfits. Her and the other girl.
They like kick her. What is it? What is the?
They're called like the Midnight something.
Yeah, they create these new outfits.
What did they call before the group? What is that like? Their military called the something. Dora Milaje. No,
They're just called the Doors.
the Dora Milaje or something.
He's talking about like
The Dora.
army.
Yeah, it's Dora something, but they just like shorten them Dora.
Yeah, and then
it's-
she gets like kicked out.
Yeah, I just finished the episode where they're on Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then they said it. It's the
Dora Milaje.
Dora Milaje, but they do just go by the
They
Dora
do.
because it's easier to say.
Yeah.
But when they're like talking formally, they call him the Dora Milaje. But yeah, they all have. Well, not all of them. Now it's just Okuye and the other one. I forgot her name.
You wrote it down, didn't you?
No, I just wrote Okuye.
Akuya,
No, over here.
Akuya and not Akuya.
No, that says Namor.
No, Okuye and I know my handwriting is terrible. It's not that bad. That's Nakia. You said it said Nokia earlier.
I thought it said Nokia. I was reading and I was like, Nokia.
No, I was just saying that should impress me, but I thought Okuye or Nakia would be better as the Panther. But I was proven wrong. Sherry's great.
And then they go to Haiti for a little bit because they're to see
Spoiler alert. Nakia lives in Haiti.
She's a teacher.
Yeah, she left before Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she found out that T'Challa was dying, she just stood in Haiti. She didn't.
Yeah,
come
she's like, I
back.
couldn't go to the funeral.
Yeah, because spoiler.
End credit spoiler, right?
Huh?
And you're talking about the end credits?
Yeah,
Yeah.
end credit spoiler. T'Challa has a son,
What was his
Prince T'Challa.
His name was
His name is T'Challa.
His name is Prince T'Challa.
His name is Prince T'Challa.
His name is Prince T'Challa, Chris.
His
We're
name.
pretty certain on this.
His name
It was Prince T'Challa.
Prince
It
T'Challa
was.
the second.
It was. But they called him Toussaint.
Oh, his Haitian name.
His Haitian name, because-
Yeah, but
he
who
lives
cares
in
about the
Haiti.
Haitian name? It's
Because-
Prince,
Yeah, he's Prince
T'Challa.
T'Challa.
Because that was a like a revolutionary.
Yeah,
was.
it's got some symbolism behind it.
Yeah. But basically, T'Challa told Nakia to stay in
was a
Haiti with
general.
his son.
Toussaint Louverture.
And the only two people who knew about him was Nakia and the Queen. And, well, actually three, and T'Challa knew. And then after T'Challa and the Queen died, Nakia introduced him to Sherry. And now Sherry knows that she's an aunt. And, like, after she passes, he's probably going to take up the Black Panther again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that'll be down the line. Because he's young. He's, like, what, 5, 6, something like that. That
Also-
won't be...
Also, they set up Julie Louis-Dreyfus's character even more, the Countess.
Yes.
I wanted to bring that before I forgot.
Right here.
Countess.
You'd be very good point.
Her full name is
What?
Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
Isn't it?
The Countess.
With the medicine.
I wrote parentheses Elaine. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, from Seinfeld.
She's still Elaine on Seinfeld. I was like, I haven't seen you in so. Well, I only
You
started
saw her
watching
in Black
Seinfeld.
Panther. Not Black Panther. Sorry, you saw her in Black Widow.
She's in Black Widow. She's in.
She's an Hawkeye too, isn't she?
Very. No.
No, she's in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
Falcon
very
Soldier.
briefly in both.
Yeah, she's basically like collecting the Thunderbolts.
But people are like, she's a big bad coming.
She is a big bad coming because like the Thunderbolts. I did a little bit of research. Are like the evil. They're like the Suicide Squad. They're like
But they're not bad people.
they're villains who turn good because they're
Yeah, like David Harbour is not a bad. Like his character. What did she call them? What did he call himself in Black?
Red Guardian.
Like he's not a criminal.
They're not
He was in
criminals.
jail, Chris.
He was in jail, but he's not.
He's a criminal in the eyes of the law.
Yeah.
He's not a bad person.
The same goes with like Yelena Belova or John Walker from Falcon and Winter
Well, he's
Soldier.
a different story.
They're not the best heroes. They're more of like the misfits.
So they're
of
just
the
Oh,
people that
heroes.
wanted to be heroes too.
Yeah, well, they
Anti-heroes or
kind of anti-heroes.
Yeah.
They're like
I know the Thunderbolts.
When I think anti-hero, I think more like Deadpool, and he's not like it.
I love Deadpool.
He is.
I love Deadpool.
Yeah. There are people who basically, like, John Walker is the guy. You haven't seen Falcon and Winter Soldier.
No.
He's the guy they helmed as the new Captain America.
I know who he is. Yeah, I've seen the memes about his face.
And he
took the serum, so now he's like as strong.
He stole it and took it.
Yeah, but then he snapped.
He was like killing people.
Somebody.
That was like I didn't expect that.
Yeah, he killed somebody brutally with Captain America's shield in front of everybody, like in a small village. Everybody was watching with their cameras, and he took his shield and just went like this.
On his head, he was like, and so everyone had this like really bad perception of Cap. Even after he was, and I was like, oh, Cap.
That was a brutal ass scene. He just started ramming into this dude's chest, and I was like,
that actor
shit.
is Kurt Russell's son.
Yeah, Wyatt Russell.
Is he?
Yeah, it's Wyatt Russell. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn.
Do you remember Overlords? The movie Overlords with the zombies?
I haven't seen Overlords.
Okay.
I do.
But he was the main guy in that.
The Nazi zombies, right?
Yeah, the Nazi zombie movie.
Yeah, they're both in the MCU now, because Kurt Russell is Ego.
Well, was Ego.
That's right.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Because he was the planet.
Too.
He was the planet, but Kurt Russell himself was like the physical embodiment of the planet.
Yeah.
Which is why he couldn't stay on Earth, because he had or else the planet would die.
Yeah, that's true. But also Valentina Allegra Fontaine. What did you say her name was? The Countess?
The Countess.
The Countess? She's also fucking Ross.
In Friends?
No, like Ross. The CIA agent.
Rubber
the
Ross?
Agent.
From the
Ross
Game Grumps?
from Civil War, from Black Panther 1, their favorite colonizer, that guy? The blonde guy?
Yeah,
who plays the
Martin Freeman.
The guy, Bilbo Baggins.
Bilbo Baggins.
I almost said Martin Lawrence. That's not the thing. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is Bilbo.
He is. Martin Freeman. He's also in Sherlock.
I keep forgetting which one's which, because I know Frodo's in Lord of the Rings. Bilbo is in Hobbit.
Watson in Sherlock.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really like him.
They are like ex-husband and ex-wife.
He's also in that Edgar Wright movie, the one about the bar.
This is the End.
This is the End.
Yeah, he's in that one. He's
it's not
good.
This is the End. It's
The World's End.
The World's End.
Yeah, The World's End.
He was in that one? I thought that was Simon Pegg.
No,
it's a group of them. It's him, Nick Frost, Simon Pegg.
There's some other people. I don't remember.
Two other guys. I forget who they are though.
I really like him though.
He's really good. Yeah.
I keep calling him Martin Lawrence, but it's Martin Freeman. Just because, like, the only I guess Martin Sheen is another famous Martin, but like, there's not a lot
Martin
of
Short.
Yeah.
Martin.
I guess there's more than I thought there were.
Yeah. Martin McDonald.
I keep mixing him up with Steve Martin.
Yeah, Steve Martin.
I keep thinking he's
Steve Martin Short.
Yeah. But he's Martin Short, right? Is that his name?
No, Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman, okay. I keep thinking he's Steve Martin for some reason.
Sorry. Steve Martin just pulls out his banjo.
He comes out as the Pink Panther.
He just starts playing the banjo. The Pink Panther. That was so stupid.
Yeah, but Black Panther, Pink Panther.
Yeah.
He's like his little French accent.
Yeah. See what else we got here. So we went over these three. We're not over here.
Oh, Winston Duke as M'Baku.
He's always fantastic as M'Baku.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be in it more, but he was not in it as much.
Is he now the king of Wakanda?
They're not married.
That's what I got from the thing. But she didn't show up to challenge.
Yeah, and then he was like, any challengers? Yeah, he's the king of Wakanda.
Yeah.
Oh, right, she's just Black Panther then.
Is she? Because that also comes with.
But you
Black
don't have
Panther.
to be the king to be Black Panther, or king or queen, right? Or do you have to?
Be royalty to be Black Panther.
Although, if we want to talk about the ideas brought up on this movie about how it breaks tradition, where the Wakandans felt like their traditions were broken once they realized that vibranium was outside of Wakanda, which could imply that they no longer believe in the tradition of the ruler being the Black Panther, where it could just be, I don't know, special person.
That's fair.
Well, because they were doing the ceremony for Shuri, and then he showed up and was like, I wanted to do it.
Yeah, he's like, she's not going to make it, but I'm a challenge. And I think she saw...
We have nothing in there.
Yeah. I think she saw that when they were under attack from Talokan, and he took everybody into his sort of like village.
Yeah.
She was like, wow, you could be a great king.
I keep wanting to say Shere Khan. That's the tiger from the Jungle Book.
Yeah.
I keep, when you say that, I'm like, Shere Khan.
But I think M'Baku's going to be the new king of Wakanda.
What?
I'll say there's a Black Panther in that movie too.
There is a Black Panther. That is Shere Khan. Is it? No, that's not. Shere Khan's a tiger. What's the Panther's name?
I don't know. I forget. But yeah.
Steven.
But anyways,
M'Baku, I think, is the king.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
The big question is he going to take out the Black Panther too?
Probably
Probably not. I think why would
He's
they spend
an
the entire
anti-tradition
movie-
person, anyways.
Yeah, why would they bring up Sherry the
And
entire
they would have
time?
teased his costume too.
Exactly. But I think you guys are right. It's probably just gonna be the King, but not the Black Panther, and then Sherry will come over once.
He'll
in a while.
probably have a bigger role in the third movie.
Yeah,
He'll have a bigger role than he did in the first two.
yeah. You took my notes and now I'm lost.
We kind of hit all these without even
But,
realizing it.
going back to the child.
The only one left is
Sherry
this
leaving
one.
Wakanda.
Well, I was gonna say, going back
Riri Williams. But we can. You go first.
Yeah, I'll go back to the child because you brought up a good point about the they skipped a year and it's like what is the timeline now? Like where are we in the timeline?
Like in the timeline of the MCU or in Black Panther? You mean?
Well, Black Panther's in the MCU.
No, I mean like within the MCU itself, or there's just a timeline of that one movie.
It's all part of the MCU.
Oh my god,
Chris,
Wait,
you understand that when they pick up on the MCU, Sherry's already going to be the Black Panther, so it's going to be past that year.
Yeah.
So everybody.
No,
else in the
I know.
MCU
Yes,
is
I
gonna
know.
be past that year.
No, I'm thinking because there's a gap in Black Panther Wakanda Forever where they're saying 1 year later.
Yeah.
So like, where are we in the timeline now in the whole universe?
Dude, they're in like 2030. Right
And
now.
then when did T'Challa have the kid?
That's
Was it? Because at first I was thinking it was like before the first movie, but then that's impossible because the kid was very young.
I don't think it would have been before the first movie. I think it was between the first movie and Infinity War. Because
But then there's still that 4 year gap.
Well, what was the time difference between the first and second movie?
Because he just unless the baby snapped.
that's fair. What if he was like right before, or maybe Nakia snapped
While she was pregnant.
Maybe she was pregnant, she snapped, or they snapped, she was gone, and then she came back pregnant still.
But then how many years after Endgame did T'Challa die? Because then the kid's like 4 or 5, right?
What's
he's like 4 or 5.
the time difference between the first and second movie?
A long time. Because,
at least 6 years.
Yeah, at least 6.
Because the
Maybe
snap
more.
happened in between.
Yeah, the snap happened in between and that.
And that was what? How many years?
4 years, I think.
4.
Right?
4. No, 5.
5 years. 5 years.
And Endgame, yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out where did
Black Panther 2.
No Way Home happen then? In between then, and, like in between this that like in
How do
between,
you know?
in between No Way Home and the second Black Panther, is that clear where that time is?
What?
Where does that sit? The time difference between like
Far From Home is like
Far From Home, not No
Far
Way
From
Home.
Home is like right
Sorry.
after Endgame.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Far From Home, not No Way Home.
Far From Home is technically the end of Phase 3.
Phase.
It came after Endgame,
Yeah.
but it came before Black Widow. So it's technically the end of Phase 3.
But I think they say it's Black Widow, right?
The start of Phase 4.
The start of Phase 4.
Yeah.
Well, WandaVision will be the start of Phase 4 if you
Yeah.
want to count the shows.
People will say that Endgame is the end of Phase 3 because it was such a big, emphatic,
Yeah.
end to the phase, but technically Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
He just kind of snuck in there. These aren't in order.
no, I don't know. Can we just real quick and then we'll go to this?
Yeah.
Ironheart, Riri Williams.
Yeah, we haven't talked about her yet.
I
Williams,
loved her introduction into the
she
MCU.
was fantastic.
Like, they nailed her perfectly.
She did. Yeah, her, she has sort of the same starting point as Tony Stark. Where
Well,
she
yeah,
has that makeshift
she-
suit.
She looks up to him.
Yeah.
That's like
A
her.
lot. She's a genius. And that's like, they're introducing another genius into the mix.
I'm actually surprised because for a long time I thought they were gonna do. Remember the kid in which Iron Man was it when he like the kid in the garage, and then he showed up at Tony Stark's funeral.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna do something with him
No.
for whatever reason, because that would have been really interesting. Someone who Tony Stark helped, and then he shows up at the funeral, and then he becomes a bigger. But obviously they didn't. But
but what she's gonna do is
they're setting
Armor
up.
Wars.
Yeah, they're setting up for Armor Wars, and then she's also going to have her own show, Ironheart.
Yeah.
Next year, I think.
And they think she's gonna team up with Morgan, Tony Stark's
Daughter.
So
Which they're probably going to cast because she's pretty young still, the actress, right?
well, that also brings in the timeline again. How old is she gonna be?
Yeah, how old is she now?
Yeah, she was like what, maybe 8, maybe 7.
Because it starts confusing me
Endgame.
when these movies say like 1 year later, 2 years later.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Endgame made sense because you were ending up the phase, but now with Black Panther, where are we? Like what year are we in?
Give us
And then is
year.
Ant-Man going to be before Black Panther? Is Ant-Man going to be during that 1 year gap? Is it going to be after that 1 year gap?
I have no idea. The timelines are all mixed up because it's like they don't give us years ever. They just give us this is this, this is this, this is this. Unless it's like back in time, like Captain America was in 1940 something, or like Captain Marvel was in like the 70s. But other than that, regular like present day, they think we're still in 2022, but we're not. We're in 2029 or some shit because they had the 5 years and the year.
No, the 5 year brought them to 2023.
Well, then did it bring them to 2023?
Yeah, they went from 2018 to 2023 for it. Between Infinity War and Endgame was that 5 year gap. 2018 and 2023, and now there's at least 2 school years with Spider-Man because he went to Europe and then then he started the next school year.
Yeah,
and then there's another year gap with Black Panther, Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, and you can't say they were all happening at the same time either because Spider-Man obviously happened before Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
like Doctor Strange mentioned that he had a stint with Spider-Man in his movie.
Yeah.
And then that was a whole thing. And then after that was...
And Eternals is like 5 billion years for some reason. Eternals screws up everything.
Eternals screws everything up.
Okay, here, I found this picture.
Thor Love and Thunder doesn't say anything either. That's like, takes time because you have to get in shape.
This isn't completely up to date.
What is Thor? He brought in shape in like 5 minutes.
What is All Hail the King?
Oh, it was a short that he did after Iron Man 3 to sort of say that the Mandarin was actually still out.
Oh yeah, I remember. And then what was it in Shang-Chi?
Yeah, and then they just completely shut on that in Shang-Chi. They were like, yeah, no, he was just an actor. He's not real.
Yeah.
Like, this is the Mandarin right here with the 10 ring. Like, it's not just this guy.
Yeah. That takes place right before the Thor, the Dark World.
Well, everything post Endgame is where we're confused.
Yeah, we don't care about all that.
Yeah, post Endgame is where where the time we start getting confused.
Oh god, there's more.
That's like 2012.
Oh god, there's so much.
2020s. Yeah, there's a lot. The MCU's been going on since 2006.
I forgot Inhumans was a thing.
Oh yeah, 2008.
I forgot the Inhumans was a show.
No, it wasn't.
Agent Carter's a show.
It wasn't a terrible show though. Agent Carter. It wasn't awful.
I'm just saying there's a lot because then the's all the Netflix shows. There's
Daredevil's great.
There's the Hulu shows.
The Hulu shows.
I'm
sorry. What was that? Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
Is that MCU?
Here,
Dagger. There's New Mutants.
Everything
part
post
of the MCU.
No, that's part of the Fox universe.
Everything after Endgame. What year did Endgame come out?
2019. So wait, are you looking at like our like movie release years? Or are you looking at like the years in their universe? Because we're not confused about like what years the movies came out.
Why does it say Avengers? Oh, Avengers Endgame takes place in 2023 apparently.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. WandaVision's in November 23.
And that would make sense because
whoa. So, Endgame, Season 1 of Loki, and Season 1 of What If all take place in the same, like, year. That's what this...
I didn't watch What If, but did they ever go into, like, the mainstream universe in What If, the mainstream MCU?
There's been some,
This only goes up to Hawkeye, though.
crossovers, because Doctor Strange from the second one, the guy who's in his...
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. That's what the What If version. But I didn't know if the actual What If show goes into like the actual MCU.
I think the What If version. I think the What If show is
that's all canon, but in different universes.
Yeah, I didn't know if they actually go to the mainstream universe though.
They did in one thing.
I think What If is they're trying to like test out which characters work and which ones do. They bring into the MCU,
like Agent
and they
Carter.
say like they've been
or Captain Carter.
Yeah, they're like
I think they are actually. I think they're like leading up into the Captain Carter.
Yeah. Well, Captain Carter was in.
Well, she's been split in half. I don't think she's gonna do anything.
That's a good one. She's dead.
There's not much.
That is true.
Unless Sharon Carter takes up the mantle.
That's what I'm thinking. They might be doing, but isn't she considered to not be the greatest person?
Well, she's in Falcon and Winter Soldier. She's on the run still because she stole like in Civil War. She stole the shield. She stole Falcon's stuff, and she stole a bunch of stuff from Shield. And then she was on the run, and so were Cap and Falcon, but they got pardoned because they're Avengers. She's still on the run. But I think she got pardoned at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier, so she might come back.
So Shang-Chi takes place in March of 2024, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier takes place in April of that year.
Okay.
Far From Home takes place in June
of 2024.
Yeah, and then No Way Home takes place from June to November of 2024. So it's literally right after.
Oh yeah, June 20. Okay.
Oh yeah, because it
Makes
picks
sense,
up literally
yeah.
right after.
Yeah, that
which
makes
would have been
sense.
in
Yeah,
2018.
that makes sense. Yeah.
It picks up where Far From Home ends.
Yeah. Well,
Which I thought was actually kind of cool that they did that.
it makes sense because
And then Hawkeye in December.
Endgame picks up right after Infinity War, which was in 2018. So the 5 years would have been from 2018, starting and then into 2023, and that's when everything picked up. And now, the year later in Black Panther, they're probably in 2025 now, or 2026.
Yeah, and then now I'm wondering if anything's gonna be in between that, like year gap.
Well, they haven't updated this, so
I don't know. They gotta do some explaining if they do that.
Someone said they're guessing in the Multiverse of Madness is in spring/summer of 2025, which means Love and Thunder could be anywhere after Endgame. Which I mean, obviously,
yeah.
But I mean, someone wrote like a novel. And I'm not gonna.
Yeah, we're not gonna go through all that. Thor: Love and Thunder also didn't have anybody else in the movie besides the Guardians, but nobody that they could actually reference as a time.
I forgot. In season 2 or 3 of Jessica Jones, they do bring up the Sokovia Accord. So
this was season 2 and 3 of Jessica Jones.
Yeah,
I've only seen the first season.
It's alright.
I've heard all day.
But yeah, she's back to this.
Where's Hellstrom?
We'll be here. Who knows, Chris? We'll be here all night discussing the timeline of the MCU.
That'll be our next video.
We have. Okay, so final thoughts on Black Panther, and then we'll move on to I guess.
Oh, this is gonna be a 2-parter. We're gonna do Black Panther, and then we're gonna go into Phase 4 recap and
we've
Phase
already
5
been doing that.
Yeah, we've been kind of touching on Phase 4,
yeah.
But there's a lot more because I've wrote notes.
Yeah, Black Panther's a good movie. I don't have a whole lot to say about it. Mm-hmm. I thought they did a good job for what they had to do. I think the first one was better in a lot of regards, but I do think some of the other things, especially the technical aspects of the second one, was better than the first one.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I'm kind of happy that they have a female Black Panther now, because they always, when they have a big battle scene, they always have one smaller scene where it's all the ladies who they just come together to fight. You know what I mean? Like in Infinity War, it was Wanda, Okoye, and Natasha that they all got together to fight the woman child.
And then Endgame.
And then Endgame was everybody.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, the Endgame one bothered me because it killed off Black Widow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the original female superhero, and they couldn't even give her a moment.
She should have been leading the charge in that thing, but she died. So, but now they're gonna have they're gonna have Shuri, they're gonna have Kate Bishop, they're gonna have Yelena, they're gonna have America Chavez, they're gonna have a bunch of new girls. Ironheart. They're gonna have the Eternals. Most of them are
Cassie
ladies. They're gonna have Cassie. They're gonna have a bunch of shit. They're gonna be an army of just female superheroes having this one big ass battle. And I think it's good. I like this. I like.
I know when I did this, it seemed really like I was being sarcastic. I'm not. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I like those scenes because a lot of the scenes are just all men, and you're like, cool, but also
a little bit of a sausage fest.
Yeah, but you also have these awesome badass women.
Do you have any comments, Drew?
Sausage fest. Okay.
Sorry, Sausage Party.
That's better.
Sure.
Starring Seth Rogen.
But Yelena Belova and Kate Bishop are probably two of my favorite newer people. They're fantastic.
Oh, I really liked
Hawkeye.
No, what's her name? The actress.
Kate Bishop or
Florence Pugh.
No,
the actress for Kate Bishop.
Haley Steinfeld.
She was in Black Widow, right?
Yeah, she's Yelena. I really like Haley Steinfeld doing that role.
Yeah, Haley Steinfeld's fantastic in that role. She's hilarious. Her and Jeremy Renner.
Yeah,
really good.
Have you ever seen the Edge of 17?
I have.
It's a good movie.
With Woody Harrelson.
And her. It's really good.
It's a good movie.
It makes you feel uncomfortable sometimes, but you're like, God, this is what it's like to be a 17-year-old girl.
Yeah. But Woody Harrelson's funny as hell.
I love Woody Harrelson.
She's like, at one point in the movie, she goes up to him and she's like, "Oh, I didn't do my homework. I'm sorry. I'm still grieving over my father dying."
My father, not my
something
mom.
Like that. He goes, "When did he die?" And she goes, "Last year." He goes, "I only give him a year." He's like, "I only give you a year
ago or something."
Yeah, he's like, "I only give students a year to use that excuse. It's not taking it now." He's just shitting on her, even though her father just died.
Yeah,
and he's like the teacher who just doesn't give a fuck. He's always rude to her. He's just funny as hell. Woody Harrelson's another one of my favorite actors.
I had a teacher like that, but he wasn't like rude. He was like sarcastic.
Yeah.
But he just also didn't care. He was like,
yeah, Woody Harrelson in this movie was like angry.
I love Woody Harrelson.
That's fantastic.
So your final thoughts on Black Panther?
I thought it was good. I thought it was a good continuation, especially after Chadwick. Like, there's not a lot you can do without Chadwick, but like, I thought they did well with what they had. Like they didn't push too much onto Sherry, and they didn't show her as like wanting to just take up the mantle the first time. She was reluctant, obviously, because that's the Queen of Wakanda and Black Panther. She was reluctant. Then she realized, I need something to push me over the edge, and then her mom died, and it pushed her over the edge.
Sorry. Speaking of her mom, Angela Bassett. Oh my god.
Oh, she's fantastic. Yeah.
Like every time I see her, she's so good. Like I don't even know why I'm surprised anymore because like she's just incredible. Like in every project she's in.
Yeah.
American Horror Story. She was good.
Horror Story.
But movie. Like this role, I think she was one of the standouts in this movie.
Yeah.
She's just so like. There was that scene. Oh.
Which one?
There's a lot
the one where she has that like huge monologue, and, like that really like my son just died, and she's like
the trailer scenes, the one that they show in the trailer, kind
of.
Okay.
But it's like the one where she's like in front of the council.
There's that, and then also when she's having that like discussion with Shuri about like, you need to work with me.
Yeah.
We're going through this together. It's not just you.
And then it became just her.
But it's the emotion that she puts into everything she does. Yeah. It's so incredible.
Also, the speech she gave when she was addressing Okoye after Sherry was taken, and she like took Okoye out. I was like, ooh.
That was good too. That's also one of the things.
Not have stepped on her toes there. She was pissed.
I love her so much.
Yeah, I actually just watched recently the movie Notorious about Biggie Smalls, and she plays his mom.
Oh,
and she's actually really good in that too. Like everything she does, she's always great, and especially if the character has attitude, she's great at showing attitude. Like she's just naturally, I guess, attitude person, but like she's fantastic. I was gonna say something and then I forgot what it was. Oh. I had it, and then you made that face, and then I don't have it again.
I was going to try to help you, sorry.
This guy. I lost it. That's whatever. Alright. Any last thoughts on Black Panther?
Again, like I said before, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a little too long in some parts, or some parts dragged on, but I enjoyed it. I think some parts of it were better than others. I mean, like most movies. But
yeah. Out of 5 stars.
What did I give it? I gave it something.
I give it 3.5 out of 5.
I'd say that's good. I could say like 3.5 too. I want to give it like a 4 because it wasn't great, but it was passable. It was good. Also, while Chris does that,
I give it a 3.5 on Spotify.
Alright, so the average between the three of us is 3.5.
3.5.
Not Spotify. Letterboxd. I call it Spotify.
Before we move on to Phase 4, fun fact for you guys at home, in the scenes where it's like all of Wakanda and all the leaders, the guys who had they had like the mohawks and all the white dots on them, the leader of that clan is Kamaru Usman. I was pissing my pants when I saw that shit.
Is he a UFC fighter?
Yes, he is former pound for pound #1 fighter and former UFC welterweight champion before he just got head kicked into the fucking nether sphere by Leon Edwards.
Who was that guy that had that like big like lip?
Oh, I don't know. He's in everything. I don't know.
He was in the last Black Panther. He was, I don't even know who his character is.
I wonder if he actually has that ring on his lip. Because how is that thing functional? How do you
probably know? There's cultures that have that.
Yeah, but I don't understand. How do you eat with that thing? That's like
all of it.
You don't eat with your lips. You eat with your teeth.
But is it like a plate? Do you put like food on there and just like
Kevin,
down the hatch?
hold on.
I'm confused. I know there are some cultures that actually have that, but sometimes it just confuses me on why.
I need to look up that actor because I don't know who he really is in that movie.
Well, you're looking that up.
Who he is.
Phase 4.
Phase 4. All right, we're gonna run down a small Phase 4 recap. We are coming on 50 minutes.
All right.
5-0.
5-0.
So we're gonna do a small rundown of recap of Phase 4, and then we're gonna go over what they have announced and confirmed for Phase 5.
This guy. Is that the same guy?
No, that's not the same guy. I don't know that guy. I don't think he's a big character. I think he's just like a rich guy in Wakanda. I don't think he's anything special. He might be a leader of a clan, but I don't know. Phase 4.
Trevor Noah was in this movie?
Yeah.
Trevor Noah.
The late night guy.
The Daily Show host.
This guy, the South African.
Yeah, he was in the first one, too.
Who was he?
I don't know. He has like a cameo.
It says Griot. Oh, he was the AI voice. That's who he was. Didn't they keep calling the AI voice Griot? Or whatever? In the lab?
Cleo.
That was Cleo?
I thought it was Cleo, right? The AI.
Yeah. I just thought it was not Vision.
No.
I was like, you're not Vision. You're not Jarvis.
Here's the other one. All right, Chris, well, you do that small research project on your own. Phase 4 recap. So I'm going to run through the movies and the shows, and then we can go over... I know you haven't seen any of the shows.
I haven't seen any of the shows.
Have you seen any of the shows?
Yeah.
You've seen them? Have you seen all of them, or have you seen some of them? Most of them.
I think you've seen most of them.
It is the River Tribe Elder. That was the guy I showed you.
Well, we're talking about different people.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about the guy with the...
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. This guy.
Although there were a lot of people with a big thing.
This guy.
Yeah, that's not the same person, is it?
It doesn't look like it. It could also be a thing that's like half of his face is kind of
Look.
blocked. Yeah, that's the guy I was thinking about.
Yeah, that's the same guy.
Okay, so...
Either way. He's the River Clan leader?
River Tribe.
River Tribe?
Elder.
Interesting. Alrighty. Good job, Chris. Proud of you.
We can move on.
Yes.
I can move on. You already moved on.
Yes. So Phase 4 movies. These are in order. So we start off with Black Widow. We have Shang-Chi, The Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange 2, Thor Love and Thunder, and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. For shows, we started off with WandaVision. Then we have Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, and She-Hulk.
All right.
Now,
If you said you haven't seen any of the shows?
No.
I pretty much know most of it. Is the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special in Phase 4 or
It's
Phase 5?
technically James Gunn
the
has...
last of Phase 4.
Yeah, the Black Panther was the big end, and then this was like a little extra.
Is Werewolf by Night?
That's Phase 4.
Is that even like...
It's a special presentation. But it's technically canon.
Is it?
But
Yeah.
it takes place in the past.
Yeah.
I have to watch it then. Because, I mean, it takes place in the past, but it could lead into, like, a reveal in the future.
Well, Man-Thing. It introduced Man-Thing.
Oh, Swamp Thing.
No, that's DC.
That's DC.
Oh, that is DC.
Well, I have to watch it.
It is basically a Swamp Thing, but it's not a Swamp Thing. It's a scientist who, like, did something. He was researching something in the marsh.
I'll have to watch it. Now, people have been saying that Phase 4 sucked. I don't agree. I don't know if you guys agree.
I can't comment on the show.
I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was the best.
But based on the movies, do you think it was like good, or would you say it was like decent, meh?
I liked Phase 4. I liked that Phase 4 was trying... a lot of people kept saying that it was just generic Marvel the whole time, but I thought every movie tried to be different.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another big criticism of Phase 4 is people were saying there's no real overarching story. There's nothing that's connecting everybody.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Well, they're introducing a lot. They're leading up to things. They're introducing a lot.
Thank you, Chris. So that's my point. The reason I like Phase 4 is Phase 4 is it's a lot of lead up to Phase 5. It's a lot of introducing new characters, introducing new concepts, introducing new locations. So that we can have Phase 5, and Phase 5 is going to be great.
Well, that's what Phase 2 did, right? Phase 1 was like, well, here's these people.
Phase 1's like, oh, look, Disney bought us. Let's do something with this.
But then Phase 2 was lead up to Phase 3. You know,
it was like introduction, lead up
to Phase 3.
Well,
so
Phase 2 and
3 was like
Phase 2 and 3 were all lead ups to Infinity War.
Yeah. So I don't know how I feel about problem. They have to lead up to things. It's not like you can't just go. Well, here's this movie. Now there's this movie.
Well, at the end of each phase, there was one big movie. Like Phase 1 was Avengers, Phase 2 was Age of Ultron, Phase 3 was Infinity War and Endgame. This one didn't have a big movie that actually showed what they were leading to.
Yeah.
While each of the other phases had some sort of movie that connected things.
That's right. They all had like an event.
And I understand that criticism where you spend all this time doing a phase, and they don't. It's leading up to something that's going to lead up to something else. Because Phase 5 is going to lead up to the next Avengers movies.
Actually, no. Phase 5 actually doesn't have an Avengers movie. Phase 6 has an
So
Avengers.
Yeah,
Phase
Phase 6
5.
has 2 Avengers movies.
Yeah, too.
I thought it was split like Phase 5. One Avenger was end of Phase 5, another was beginning of Phase 6.
Kevin did his research
I
group.
researched and wrote that shit down.
So
Phase 5 actually ends with Thunderbolts, which is after Captain America: New World Order.
okay, so then Phase 4 is going to lead up to something that's just going to lead up to something.
Yeah, pretty much. Phase 4
I
and Phase 5
think that's
are
what
big
people
lead-ups.
are getting upset about, is that they don't want to just keep getting led up to things. They want to see what's going to happen, because people, after a while, don't want to keep following this whole big universe.
Yeah. But I think in Phase 4, we've had a lot of ground covered already. Like, we've introduced a bunch of new characters, like Shang-Chi, we've introduced Yelena, the Red Guardian, and just in Black Widow, we've introduced Kate Bishop, we've introduced Sylvie and Kang, we've introduced...
Hulk
I'm going
son.
through all the... Yeah, Hulk's son, he's in She-Hulk.
So stupid.
I don't know too much about him. Apparently, he's a big deal. Apparently,
is a
he's
big deal.
supposed to
He is
be
a
like
big deal.
Planet Hulk.
But
Or World War Hulk.
yes.
So
Yes.
who did Hulk?
So he went to Sakaar,
Yeah.
and he met, in the comics, he meets the Sakarian. And, you know how it happens.
The Emperor Palpatine, sir.
Yeah. He
Uh,
do it.
You know how movies are made.
Do you?
I have one. I'm pretty sure. I'm familiar with the topic.
If he didn't,
How did I do this?
if he didn't know before, he knew.
Yeah,
he
if I
knows
know
now.
more, I know now.
That's how you learned.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he impregnates a Sakarian.
Mhm.
They do it, and he comes back. He goes back to Earth, and when he goes back, his son has like a lot of, in the comics, there's a lot of resentment for him because he wasn't there.
Yeah,
and so like he tries to they fight him.
that makes sense.
So how was he born here?
He wasn't born here. He was born on Sakaar.
No, I mean, when I say here, how was he born in the MCU?
Well, I'm assuming he just shows up because
What was
in
his
She-Hulk,
son's name again?
a Scar or something like that.
So, but like again, how old was he when?
Oh, he's like
when-
20s.
So he did the Devil's Tangle like 20 years ago.
Well, what I'm assuming happened is in Ragnarok, where he was the Hulk, and Banner didn't remember anything, like after he turned back into Banner.
Yeah,
I'm assuming the Hulk got it on and had a baby.
but
And
that was
then-
only 5. That's
So,
only 5. That's
this
only
is-
like a 10-year gap.
This is what Wikipedia.
This is from I didn't watch She-Hulk, so I don't know how that leads into the context.
So, but this is what Wikipedia says about Scar. It says he was Scar was conceived as extraterrestrial. I don't know how to say the mother's name. Carrier or something. During the Planet Hulk storyline in 2006-2007. That's it. I forgot that was John Romita Jr. And then he first appeared in What If? Planet Hulk #1. So yes, they're leading up to Planet Hulk.
Yeah. Well, I thought Planet Hulk was
Yeah, I thought it was
technically
Ragnarok.
I thought it was World War Hulk, but they're...
Sorry, it's a World War Hulk, yeah.
Either way, I don't think Hulk is living through that shit. I don't think Hulk survives, because they have She-Hulk now, they have his son, and they have so many more geniuses now, they don't need Banner anymore, I think.
He was in that animated Hulk in the Agents of Smash show that I never saw, but I know that existed.
I don't see it.
Let's see what else it says. He was conceived during the Hulk's time on the planet of Sakaar. Following the Hulk's departure from the planet, Scar emerged from a cocoon with the appearance and age equivalency of a human preteen. He matured rapidly.
Okay, so he can age rapidly.
Yeah, achieving a teenage appearance in just 1 year.
Okay. So I explain. Okay, I explained.
Yeah,
this.
that explains his appearance in She-Hulk.
Soon after, Scar developed the appearance and intelligence of a full-grown adult. To survive, he learned the need to kill as a part of his upbringing by the savage creatures of his home planet.
Okay.
Yes.
Any more might be plagiarism, so we might want to read more, Chris.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
But he's not a big thing in She-Hulk.
Yeah.
He's literally
My
just
my main confusion was how was he going to be like 17 years old? We answered it. So that's
he was
he
just
aged rapidly. Okay,
he was just revealed in She-Hulk. Like in She-Hulk, in the first 2 episodes, the Hulk was there, and then she calls him for help, and he's like on a spaceship going to another planet, but he doesn't explain what's going on. And then the next time you see Hulk, he's just showing up.
He's like, I've gone to town for a little bit.
Yeah,
he doesn't tell her.
Yeah, he doesn't tell her what's going on. And then the next time you see him in the entire series, well, not really. Next time you see him in the entire series is during that like ending sequence that Jennifer like erases. And then after her finished sequence, he shows up to like this barbecue that she's having with her family. Also, he says, "I have somebody to introduce you, my son,
Daredevil."
Yeah, I don't like that.
She's dating Charlie Cox.
She's dating Daredevil.
Matt Murdock.
I don't like that. He's like that. He's like the lead in like a rom-com in this show. I don't like it.
He wasn't in it like a ton though.
But I don't like what they did with him. Spider-Man, great. He's a lawyer. We haven't seen him as being Daredevil yet. In this movie, he's Daredevil, or in this show, he's Daredevil. But he's also like a love interest. He's like a goofy, like he walking down the street in his Daredevil outfit without shoes on, doing the walk of shame. Like, I hated it. I hated that.
He was doing a walk of shame.
He was.
He slept with her, and then he left the next morning.
She's a very
and did the walk of shame.
They make her, and you know, in the comics, she's very fourth wall breaking. They did do what she is in the comics, but also in the comics. She's also very like, ooh, look at me, I'm a woman, you know, look how sexy I am, and all. She's very much like that. In the show, she's like that little too, but they also make fun of that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah, the show...
In the comic, like, you know how, because she's a woman in the comics, they make her like that.
Yeah.
But the show, she's very, like, open about her, like, sexual desires and needs.
Yeah. The show, I
didn't have a problem with that. It is what it is. You know, it's...
Yeah. The show is how I would assume Sex and the City was like. I've never seen Sex and the City, but it's very like...
Okay, Kevin.
What, Chris? I've never seen Sex and the City.
Okay, are you the Sex and the City expert?
No, I'm just saying if you have. If you have, it's okay. We're not judging you.
I thought you were like you uncultured swine. You haven't seen Sex and the City.
No. My mom used to watch it, so I know there's a character named Samantha, and that's it.
I'm not like embarrassed by it. I've never seen it.
I've never seen the show.
I'm sure it's a great show, but I've never seen it myself. You know, just like I've never seen Grey's Anatomy, and
God, so
millions
Samantha.
of people love it.
I only know one character because my mom used to watch it.
Well, that's one more character than I know.
Yeah, so yeah,
I only know.
So you're the expert here.
There's a blonde in it that I think I recognize.
Sarah Jessica Parker. That's one.
Yeah, I recognize her.
She looks like a horse.
That's okay, Chris. That's before we get canceled after our comeback. Let's go back to She-Hulk and get canceled for what we're about to say about She-Hulk.
Yeah. But it's very like rom-com-y. It's very just. They've done a lot of different things with their shows and a lot of different things with their movies, and they're trying different genres. So this was
to kind of see what people are interested in.
Yeah,
because they know people are going to get sick of the same old stuff. Why didn't you?
If you not look at her,
it's a picture of Sarah Jessica Parker next to a horse. Chris, let's not get canceled.
I'm not the only one to say it. People have said this before.
Name 5. You can't because they won't be canceled.
My Sarah, I'm very sorry for this.
If you want to come on the podcast, watches it. We're gonna get a comment from her and be like, "What the hell?"
Yeah. If you want to come on the podcast, I promise you can have his chair, and then
I will apologize.
You'll make a public apology.
Yeah, you can make a public.
So She-Hulk.
So She-Hulk.
Yeah, She-Hulk. Yeah.
So actually, before I do that. There's a lot of new shit in the MCU from Phase 4. We went over everything from Black Widow. There's also Taskmaster and the Black Widows are like free now. They're just regular assassins now.
A lot of people didn't like Taskmaster.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan either.
I wasn't either.
I didn't really care too much for Taskmaster.
But she's going to be in Thunderbolts, right?
Probably.
I think so. Yeah.
Is she? Maybe. I know
she's the daughter of the person that like was in charge of the Black Widow program.
Yeah,
but I thought in the they showed a picture of all the Thunderbolts, right?
Yeah, she's gonna be in it.
She was in it.
Yeah, probably. But another like a bunch of things that are. I'm not gonna go through everything. Like I have notes for what's new and everything, but like some things that are to like important. Shang-Chi and his 10 rings and Ta Lo. Also, are the dragon skills stronger than vibranium because they're fucking strong? I don't know.
Well, did they say what the rings are made of?
What?
You said they're stronger than vibranium.
Not the rings.
The scales.
Dragon scales.
Oh, the dragon scales. Yeah.
The rings, we don't know. They in the end credit scene, they said it's like millions of years old, so they don't know exactly what it's made of. They just know it's like ancient.
Yeah.
Eternals. We got Pip the Troll and Eros.
So that's
Harry Styles.
Harry Styles.
Yeah.
So his name is actually Star Fox.
Yeah,
That says like hero in it.
Well, his name is now Brother of Thanos.
He is Brother of
He's
Thanos.
Brother of Thanos.
And Pip the Troll is Patton Oswalt.
Yeah.
Eros is Harry.
Harry Styles. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But
When
they're
I
gonna play a big role.
When I saw that, I was like,
yeah,
I was kind of like,
they're gonna play a big role. I thought that at first, and then I watched Dunkirk, and then
Yeah.
I watched Don't Worry, Darling, and then I watched a bunch of shit.
I don't
and
like
I was
Don't
like,
Worry,
I
Darling.
like Harry Styles. I don't like Don't Worry. I mean, it was okay.
Did he even speak in Dunkirk?
Yeah, he was in. He was the guy that they
I know
found
he-
in the tank, right?
I forget, but I thought he didn't have. I thought he didn't have, dialogue.
he didn't have a lot of dialogue.
He didn't, but I thought he was good for being
He's
in it.
apparently in this new
He's a-
movie.
he's a-
His new movie, My Policeman. Apparently,
Yeah.
he's like people said he's not good. I don't think he's a bad actor.
Yeah, I think he's.
Yeah, I think he gets too much hate.
Yeah,
But
Because he was
I
a
think
jerk.
people are trying. But I think like Hollywood's trying to push him more than he needs to be
and
pushed.
to
Right?
be
Yeah.
like a little romantic interest because he's an attractive person. So like put him in all these romantic interest roles.
Well, it's that, and he also has a fan base already.
Yeah.
Like Hollywood's pushing him because they know that he
He sells tickets.
He sells tickets.
They did the
And-
same thing with like Dwayne Johnson and John
Well,
Cena,
Timothy Chalamet,
Yeah,
who
Timothy Chalamet,
Timothy Chalamet.
yeah, all the ladies
Tom Holland,
like that Timothy
Tom
Chalamet.
Ryan Reynolds. You know,
People, well, like those guys, they don't have like a pre-done like fan base.
no,
What I mean is Harry Styles was in
I
One
know what you
Direction.
mean.
He kinda- he's pretty much like
Nick,
Justin
Nick
Timberlake.
Jonas,
Yeah,
was another
exactly.
Nick
Exactly.
Jonas. Yeah,
Nick Jonas, Justin Timberlake, The Rock, John Cena.
I think you said Chick.
They
Those
already,
guys.
they already had established fan bases.
Yeah, and so Hollywood is like, we can just throw them up there, but fans are like, no,
Kevin
don't fucking
Hart
do
as
that.
well.
Kevin Hart, exactly. Like comedians like
He
that. I
started out
wouldn't-
stand up and then he was doing acting.
comedians like that I wouldn't really count because comedy and acting are like they go
Well,
together.
so wrestling.
It's entertainment.
Exactly.
It's entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. So like The Rock and John Cena also wouldn't really like count. I'm talking people like Harry Styles, people like Justin Timberlake,
Nick Jonas.
singers.
Nick Jonas.
Yeah, singing and acting doesn't really go together.
I guess Miley Cyrus at one point.
Didn't she start with acting though?
No, she
started with both.
for both, but
Oh.
she had that like Hugh Jackman's another one who's like Broadway. He does this.
But-
he does like he makes his
No.
own music too. So he did
Yeah,
at one
but he
point.
started-
So does Vin Diesel. When we listen to his stuff.
Actually, Broadway
You don't
is
need to.
where, like, if you want people to love you in acting, you got to start on Broadway because people love people who start on Broadway. Eddie Redmayne, Tom Hiddleston started on like theater, and Hugh Jackman started on theater. Like all the
Daniel
really
Radcliffe
love
does
people
theater
start on
too
theater.
now.
Daniel Radcliffe.
He's been doing theater for a while.
Like if you want to be loved and people to like respect you as an actor,
You know, he did a show
Easily
on
just go
he
to
did a show on Broadway where you got to see his Harry Potter,
the
the Equus, the one about the horses, and he like takes their eyes out with spoons. It's a really interesting if you ever read the book,
So She-Hulk.
it's really it's really good. He's like very mentally disturbed, but you find out why when you read the book.
You brought up horses because you want to talk about try to get some parking.
I actually forgot about
Sorry, I don't want to distract anymore. With She-Hulk.
All right, so Pip the Troll and Arrows. I'm sure Harry Styles is going to be all right in this. We'll see throughout where he comes in. Spider-Man brought up the multiverse, and then Doctor Strange brought it up again.
I'm so upset they haven't done anything with Scorpion.
That's fine.
Michael Mando, because remember he was supposed to play Scorpion and then they never did anything.
Well, that's fine. They're going
Well-
from Morbius, they're going to build up the fucking Sinister Six.
The Morbius verse.
Yeah, the Morbius verse. So maybe
the
he'll be there.
Morbinverse.
Yeah, maybe he'll be there. Doctor Strange 2 brought up America Sanchez,
America Chavez.
as well as some
Chavez.
Chavez.
America Chavez.
America Chavez. I keep thinking her name is America Sanchez for some reason. I don't know why.
I think I know why.
More multiverse. Also, in Doctor Strange 2, is Wanda dead? I don't think so.
I don't think she.
I don't
is.
think she-
I don't think her contract is up either. So probably not.
Well, people who have the inside scoop, like you, who think that, like, you know, that her I don't know what you just about to.
I'll tell you later.
I know email.
Like, people who know that her contract isn't up know that she's not dead, but, like, in the movie, it seemed like she's dead. I don't know if that means that she's going to come back in, like, a multiverse deviant, or if she just survived, or if Kang...
I think she's done.
You think she's done?
You think so?
I think this is a good send off for her.
I think so too, but I also like the Scarlet Witch. Like, she's one of my favorite Avengers.
Is she going to be in?
Yeah, but
is she going to be in the
what
Agatha
can they do with
show?
her now? Like, she already lost everything.
Well, now
Is she going to be in the
'cause there's
Agatha
also
show?
Agatha. There's also
I like Catherine Hahn.
in
by the way.
WandaVision we have the White Vision that just showed up.
Yes.
So there's plenty for her to actually do, but they did just end it off in a really good way. Like, I thought, if anybody was to go out like
It's not
that, I'd
Paul
say
Dano,
that's a
it's-
good ending.
It's not Paul Dano. It's Paul Bettany. That's what his name is.
Yeah, Paul
Yeah,
Bettany.
Vision,
Yeah.
I don't know why I wanted to say Paul Dano.
They're both named Paul.
Fair enough.
Also, Doctor Strange 2 introduced Clea. She's apparently Doctor Strange's love interest.
That's what's her name?
Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
Thor: Love and Thunder didn't really do much. It introduced Zeus and Hercules and Love and Thunder. What's his name?
Thor Love and Thunder's been getting a lot of hate lately.
It helps to set up Guardians 3
It does.
because that's where they go. When they get sent off from Thor, they go they go to do whatever they're doing in Guardians 3.
I
They
thought
didn't really explain much.
they were just kind of like, goodbye, the guy's annoying. He's also
Yeah, and then they go to do what they go to do in Guardians 3.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say set up.
It doesn't set up, but it's like, hey, they're going to do this movie now.
If they had an
there-
end credit scene with
there was no
Adam
setup to
Warlock.
Guardians 2. Like, they were just on that planet killing the tentacle people.
Well, no, they confirm that, yep, they're going Guardians 3 stuff.
Well, yeah, but they didn't really set it up. Because setup, I would think they'd explain what they're doing. Like, if it was a small
Well, didn't
snippet of
he
Adam
say we're
Warlock.
going to go do this?
No, they were both looking for a signal to figure out something. They were both looking for the same thing. But they let Thor go off on his own, and then they were also looking for the same thing because they're trying to help people.
Yeah.
But they also want separate from Thor, so they thought, hey, there are multiple signals. Send Thor this
So
way.
they're not the Asgardians of the galaxy anymore?
No,
Nah,
they were,
that-
they
that
were
was-
never the Asgardians.
People just called them that.
Nobody
That
called
was
them that.
cool.
I've
I
heard
called
that.
them that. I love
I've
that.
heard a lot of people say that. And that's a thing in the comics too. The Asgardians of the galaxy.
Well, that's what Thor said. at the
Yeah,
end
yeah,
of the
but
document.
I'm saying,
Yeah,
other than
Guardians of
Thor,
the
no one
Galaxy.
called them
And then
that.
there was a line of books where they were together, and they called it the Asgardians of the Galaxy.
When they end off Endgame like that, I was like, hell yeah, I want to see the Guardians and Thor more. Like,
But we're not going
hell yeah. But they didn't do that. All right. Anyways, Love and Thunder, which is Gore's daughter in Thor, Zeus and Hercules. They also brought up the actual concept of Valhalla. I don't know if they're going to do anything with that, but they brought up Valhalla.
Well, I'm pretty sure if what they do in a Thor movie, they'll just send Thor to Valhalla at the end, and he'll end his reign.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Well-
He'll meet up with Jodie Foster
So-
or
Yeah,
Jodie
he'll,
Foster?
Jane Foster.
yeah,
I mean,
Thor. Thor will Thor might have one or two more movies, like a few more movies that he's just sidekick person in, like the Avengers. But then I think if he has one more standalone movie, they're gonna kill him, or they're gonna kill him in an Avengers movie.
if he dies and goes to
So-
Valhalla and there's a really, I'm telling you, I'm gonna cry if they have a Valhalla scene where he meets up with everybody he's lost.
They
he meets up
tease that.
with Jane Foster, with what's that guy? Heimdall,
His dad, his
his
mom.
dad, Odin, his mom, Loki. Because technically Loki did die.
Did Loki get to Valhalla though?
That's good. Did Loki get to
So,
Valhalla, or did he get
Actually,
out?
Chris Hemsworth has said, I don't know if you've heard the news about him recently, but he has a new show on Disney Plus called Limitless. Yeah, and in one of the episodes, he discovered that he carries both of the genes that can lead to some form of dementia. He carries both of them. So he said the next Thor movie will probably be his last, and he's taking time away to go spend with his family and be proactive about that.
I like that because
Because he just, in case anything happens, he wants to.
Exactly.
And because he said that was kind of an eye opener because he realized he's been away from his family so much.
that must have been recent because I
That was
remember
recent.
either earlier this
I-
year or last year he was saying he wants to be Thor for the next 10 years.
It was
Yeah.
it was 2 weeks ago when they wrote the news.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It's a really rare thing, though, apparently.
Yeah. Anyways, Valhalla would be cool to bring back in Thor 5 if they do a Thor 5.
Speaking of which, I think Marvel's looking at Robert Eggers to do the next Thor because Taika Waititi doesn't want to do it.
Robert Eggers.
The
The
Lighthouse.
Lighthouse? That's
The
awful.
Lighthouse and the Witch?
That's awful.
Yeah.
To do a Thor movie?
Like, that's what.
Why would he want it? Robert Eggers has said he didn't like working for Universal. He didn't like.
Yeah.
he
I
didn't
think
like
it was.
working for
Hold on. I thought it was Robert
That
Eggers.
would be
I
a
thought-
terrible
That'd
decision.
be the
I
most
love Robert
random.
Eggers, but that would be a terrible decision.
Yeah. I could see him maybe doing Blade, but not Thor. Because Blade should be a darker sort of movie, but I wouldn't see him doing Thor. Thor is, Thor. And especially after Taika Waititi took the reins, he's doing a lot better. Like,
yeah, but a lot of people hate Thor: Love and Thunder. I don't know if you see, but it's getting a lot of hate lately.
Yeah, it's definitely not the best movie of the whole Phase 4 because I'd say between that and Black Widow and the Eternals, like those are probably the bottom 3. But I rewatched Black Widow recently, and I thought it was not bad. Like I rewatched it.
I liked Black Widow. I even like Thor. I even like Thor: Love and Thunder a lot. I thought for what it was as his own standalone thing, I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. I liked it, and Gore was great. I liked Christian Bale's finally in the MCU. And then like there wasn't a lot in the shows. Obviously, like introducing new characters because most of them were new characters. But like we got the White Vision, Agatha, and a new Captain Marvel. And then Falcon and Winter Soldier. Falcon finally turned into Cap. We got Super Soldier Isaiah, John Walker, and Zemo's back. Loki, expanded on the multiverse. It brought us Kang and Sylvie, and Owen Wilson is finally in the MCU. Also, there's something called the TVA in Loki, the Time
Variant Authority.
Time Variant Authority. It's like a time-traveling police. But that's now run by Kang. Like, it was run by Kang, but nobody knew it. And now they know it's run by Kang. Because at the end of Loki, spoiler, they killed... So basically, all the timelines are being written. Kang is here. Like, the Kang that they killed is here writing all of the time. And so they got here at the end of like at the where time is being written, and they found Kang, and he showed them like, listen, I wrote everything you're gonna say. He's like, I've written everything. It doesn't matter. And then eventually he was like, oh, there it is. He's like, that's the end. I don't know what happens from here, but like I've stopped writing from here. And he was like, either you're gonna kill me or you're not gonna kill me. One or the other's gonna happen. And Sylvie ends up killing him, and then when Loki goes back to the TVA, they have a giant statue of Kang. And that's how he's like, fuck, we messed up. We killed Kang, and now his variants are like going out there and they're taking over. And it's like, what the hell's going on? That's what we got for Loki. Hawkeye, obviously, we got Kate Bishop and Kingpin. Kingpin's back from Daredevil. And then Moon Knight, obviously, we got Moon Knight. Ms. Marvel, we got Ms. Marvel. She-Hulk, we got She-Hulk. Daredevil, Hulk, Son, and Abomination's back. So there's a lot of new stuff, a lot of setting shit up for Phase 5 and Phase 6.
Apparently, it's rumored that Marvel's in talks to them, but I know in other interviews he said he wasn't interested in that.
Good.
But it's been rumored that Marvel is talking to him about it. Not that he's going to, but they're talking to him about it. Because in the comics, Thor's a more serious character, though, so...
Yeah, but this isn't comics.
And a lot of people said, they don't like how they made him all, like, goofy.
But they can't just do... Well, they tried serious the first 2 movies, and they weren't good.
Yeah, they weren't great.
Then Ragnarok made him goofier, and everyone loved it.
Yeah.
Why did Love and Thunder made him goofier, and everyone hated it?
Why did someone ask if The Northman is a Marvel movie? Someone legitimately asked that.
That's weird. But, like, The Witch, The Northman, The Lighthouse, those are all, like, artsy sort of movies.
No, I know. That's why when I saw that, that's why when I saw that, I was like...
I wouldn't want him
I'd say...
I wouldn't want him either, but I was like, that's a different choice than I would have
focus on Nosferatu.
I'd say just ask...
Willem Dafoe left that project.
Yeah.
On the new Nosferatu movie?
I don't remember who took over.
I'd say just ask Taika to do it one more time.
Well, Taika's, like, he's disappointed with Love and Thunder, so he said he doesn't want to do the next one.
I mean, it wasn't great. Maybe he was a little bit too.
Well, people hate Taika Waititi now
because of some things that he said or done.
They didn't like his comments.
Yeah. What did he say again?
He made a joke about the CGI and everyone got mad.
Oh yeah, he made a joke about CGI, and then people were like, "You used it though."
I never heard it.
Or it was a joke about the people that work on the CGI, and people were like, "That's really like."
He also made a joke about his directing in the same video, so I thought he was just goofing around.
Yeah, he is. That's just him. That's just the way he is.
People kind of took it really serious.
It's that dry, like, New Zealand, like, humor.
Yeah. Taika's fantastic. Like, Jojo Rabbit's one of my favorite movies.
What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows. What's the other one? The Hunt for the Wilder People.
I like that one a lot. That's not the kid that's in Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
And it's got Sam
is it Sam Neill?
Sam Neill. Not Sam Elliott. I was going to say Sam Elliott.
Sam Neill's the guy from Jurassic
Park.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure I didn't get him wrong. But yeah, it has those two. All his movies are great. They're all comedy. Like, they're lighthearted comedy too. They're like clever comedy. It's not like dick and fart jokes. It's all like funny, like little jokes here and there, but they're all funny.
There's some of those.
Some dick and fart jokes, but like most of the time, it's actually good, genuine humor. I like. So I think they should just get him for one more. If they don't, they can
do him from another
else.
project.
You want what?
Yeah, I said that if they won't do Thor, maybe for another project.
Well, he was supposed to direct a Star Wars movie, wasn't he?
I think he still is.
Yeah. Or get like somebody else. I don't know.
He's writing it too. I thought.
I just don't see Robert Eggers making like a.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
I don't need. Yeah,
it
was just something I saw. I thought was like.
DC's a darker universe, and I still don't see him like directing a DC movie.
James Gunn, DC. He's now the head of DC.
That's DC.
Yeah, that's
Marvel.
the. Yeah,
I was just bringing up some other
Shazam
time
too.
Yeah,
will. Yes, we will. When is that coming out?
It's just said coming to theaters. I don't know.
Did you say
March?
Did you say
March.
Tuesday?
Too soon.
Oh, I thought you said Tuesday.
No, Shazam 2 doesn't look that good.
It doesn't look as good. I like the first one, but this one doesn't look as.
Yeah, it doesn't look great.
Is it the same director?
I don't know.
Yeah, I heard Black Adam's not great, but I haven't watched it yet.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
But that's a different universe. This is Marvel.
This is Marvel. All right, so we've gone through a recap of Phase 4. What did you guys think overall of Phase 4? I liked it, especially I've seen most shows, all movies. I think I'm missing like 2 episodes of Miss Marvel and the last episode of Moon Knight. But I think it was great. I thought it was great. I thought it was a lot of really good lead up. You know, it wasn't as like meh lead up as, you know, Deathly Hallows Part 1. That was like everybody shat on it because it was all lead up to Part 2. But like I thought it was a good lead up to Phase 5, and then obviously Phase 6 comes after that. Phase 5 is going to be a lot of like, I'll read through this after, but it's going to be a lot of lead up to.
Digging fart jokes.
But Phase 4, what'd you think? True.
I only saw the movies. I liked most of the movies. Really, the only movie I didn't like was Eternals.
I didn't like Eternals.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Eternals tried. Eternals felt like a DC movie.
I liked Brian Tyree Henry though in that.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah, but
that was about the only thing I liked.
He didn't save the movie.
I'd also say
Barry Keoghan wasn't bad.
I was laughing at Eternals.
With what Kumail Nanjiani?
When Icarus flies into the sun. That was dying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, who is this guy? What is he doing?
Although I also I like Kumail Nanjiani's agent. Or his agent.
Oh yeah.
He was really funny.
Kumail Nanjiani was fun, and then at the end he got annoying because he's like, "I'm done with this movie. Goodbye." He never showed up again.
Yeah.
He didn't come for the final fight. He goes, "Yeah, my contract's up."
Yeah, Kumail Nanjiani is good.
I actually like him. He has a movie called The Big Sick that I really like. That's about his life.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And even like Angelina Jolie was alright, even though she didn't.
I'm not like the biggest fan of her.
She was much better back, like when she was younger, doing like Tomb Raiders.
I don't think she's like terrible, but she just, for some reason, she just seems like a little conceited.
Yeah,
like she thinks much higher of herself.
I think, and this could be like, I don't know if it's like a controversial topic. I think Scarlett Johansson has taken over Angelina Jolie's position as like the top action female.
She married the guy from SNL. Colin Jost.
What does that have to do with her being the top action?
Like,
I think. Wait, before you keep talking nonsense, I think Scarlett Johansson is now like that badass. Everybody
like at that top tier, like
that girl you want in like all your action movies.
Yeah,
and Angelina Jolie used to be that. She used to be because she was in Tomb Raider. She was in Salt. She was
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith. She was that like sexy sort of badass
I forgot about
girl.
Salt.
Salt was really.
I hated Salt.
I didn't. I don't remember liking it. That's all. I don't remember much. I just remember not liking it very much.
I liked it, although when I saw it, I was like young, so it was just another action movie for me.
Maybe it'd be different if you watched it now.
Yeah, I have to rewatch it now to give you like my honest opinion on it. But she was like that. She was like the action star when it came to like females, and now I think Scarlett Johansson is like the action star, especially after Black Widow. Like. After playing Black Widow for so long, she's like the action star for females.
Does she have any project coming up soon?
Scarlett Johansson?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I know she
not
had like
in Marvel. That's all we know.
I know she had a little tiff with Marvel because of the way they put out Black Widow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was angry because
they said they wouldn't put it on streaming, and then they did.
Yeah, part of her revenue was ticket sales, and so when they said they're putting it on streaming, She's like, what the fuck? Like, it's gonna.
Yeah,
Which she had every right to like be upset because they told her one thing and then did the opposite.
I think she'd be more upset with her agent for giving her a bad deal, but for letting her sign a bad deal.
Yeah, especially an MCU movie. I'd be like, why are you putting that on streaming right now? Like, obviously, this is one movie we've been waiting for so long.
It was like stream or pay to see it on Disney Plus or go in theaters, right?
Yeah,
and like, both people were gonna.
Yeah, like
which is cheaper. Which was cheaper to watch on Disney Plus, but like,
well, it depends. I mean, it was $20 to watch on Disney Plus. It was $9 to go to the theaters.
What?
$20 to watch on Disney Plus.
Was it that much more?
Yeah, they're limited. Their limited access or their pre-access thing. It was $20.
Yeah, those are all 20. Like,
I thought it was like cheaper.
Mulan.
Well, I mean, if it was like the three of us watching, it would be cheaper. If we split it evenly.
Yeah, but I think all the like you said the access. Exclusive access movies that they have on Disney Plus are like $20.
Are they still going to do that?
They haven't done it.
Probably. They haven't done it in a while.
They haven't done it since Black Widow.
I don't really think that it was like a good business model. I don't think they made much money from that.
Well, nobody knew what to do during the time of our lives that we cannot talk about, otherwise we get demonetized.
The big old
the vid.
Yeah, VidCon.
But yeah, She-Hulk.
She-Hulk, yeah. But yeah, it was a lot of like lead up, a lot of introductions, and I like all the characters that they've brought in. You know, like, I've noticed a lot of the older characters have like a young sidekick now. You know, like not Spider-Man because he's fairly new. I'd say still he's fairly young, but like Doctor Strange has America Chavez now. Hawkeye has Kate Bishop. You know, Hulk has She-Hulk now. At least people who are still alive, the older people.
Doctor Strange still has Wong, too.
Yeah, but Wong is a superhero on his own now.
I love Wongers.
I like Wong.
Wong, yeah.
Wongers, because remember in She-Hulk,
they should just call this...
That girl calls him Wongers.
Wong was in like everything. They should just call this Phase Wong.
That's what he called it, though.
Wong in She-Hulk, I thought was good, because he was funny.
Drunk girl, I loved her, too.
There was a drunk girl where like this sorcerer.
The one where it's like Amy, but you don't know where the eyes or the E's are.
Yeah, Madison.
Yeah.
Madison, yeah.
I really liked her.
She kept spoiling The Sopranos for him.
And he was watching it.
He's like...
She pops up in his house or whatever he's in, the Carmitage, right? And she's holding the head of it. She was like, I don't know, some demon just gave me this.
Yeah.
It was like the head of some creature.
She's like, is this The Sopranos, that episode where this and this happens? And he's like, are you serious?
But then they become best friends.
Yeah, they became best friends. He was good in this.
I liked her too.
She was alright.
People were like, we want a Madison show or something. No. I thought she was really funny.
She was alright.
I thought she was gonna be annoying, but I was like, nah, it's a pretty funny character.
Yeah. But anyways, it's a lot of lead up, a lot of introductions, and we're obviously gonna have a huge Avengers movies. That's probably why it's done in 2.
I hope they have more stuff with Abomination, because I really like.
Yeah.
What they did with him.
Eli Roth. Tim Roth.
It's Tim Roth. Eli Roth is a director, right?
Yeah. One of them is the director, one is the actor.
It's Tim Roth. Emil Blonsky.
Tim Roth is always great. Yeah, I love that guy.
And then, the person that played She-Hulk is Tatiana Maslany. I think she was in a show called Orphan Black.
Oh, I don't know. This is the first time I've seen her.
I really like her. I think that was the show. I saw her in... Yeah, she was in Orphan Black. Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, a lot of good stuff. Leading up to Phase 5, which let me just read off the lineup real quick. We're starting off with Quantumania, Secret Invasions after that. That's the show with Samuel L. Jackson, Nick Fury, and the Skrulls. Guardians 3, Echo is about Maya
from
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Yeah, you haven't seen Hawkeye, so you wouldn't know. She's basically like a deaf fighter, but she's
not a superhero, but
she's
gonna be with Daredevil, right?
Yeah. Loki season 2, which is gonna bring more Kang. The Marvels, which is gonna have Ms. Marvel, Captain Marvel, and then the girl from WandaVision. There was another, I forgot her name.
Monica Rambeau.
Monica Rambeau. She's gonna be in it.
I don't remember what her actual superhero name is.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they name her in the comics, but she gets the powers from that little.
Yeah. Exactly. And then we got Blade, which Mahershala Ali is being Blade, and I am excited.
I hope that Wesley Snipes has a cameo in it somehow.
No.
You don't think? Why not? I like Wesley Snipes though.
He's good.
He's kind of out there.
Yeah.
Actually, no. He's not the one. Who's the basketball player? Never mind, we're off topic. She-Hulk.
But
That's rude.
I mean, with the multiverse, you never know. With the multiverse, he could show up. In
Like,
Blade.
be like, hey, it's me, Blade. What's up, Blade?
Yeah,
I would hate
But-
that so much, actually.
Blade is also that voice at the end of Eternals
Yeah.
in the scene with Kit Harington, where he's like
Yeah.
reaching for the sword. That's Blade, so he's gonna be in Blade apparently.
Is it like his spirit or something?
No, that is
That's
Blade telling
Mahershala-
him not to grab the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marshall Ali.
No, I know, but... Oh, I know, yeah, I remember what you're talking about. Never mind, yeah.
Kit Harington's character. is
Yeah,
gonna be in
no.
Blade.
I know, I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah. And I'm hoping Punisher's in Blade because Punisher and Blade sound like a.
But, like,
badass
what's
team
his name? From the same
up.
actor.
Yeah, John
John
Bernthal.
John Barnes.
I'm hoping he returns as Punisher and Blade.
I was
because
gonna just call-
that sounds like a badass team.
I was just going to call him Frank Castle, because that's the name of the show.
Yeah. And then after Blade, we have Ironheart, obviously, with what's her name?
Riri Williams.
Riri Williams, and probably Iron Man's daughter,
Morgan.
After that, we have Agatha, and then Daredevil, Born Again, and then Captain America, New World Order, which I'm assuming.
Is Daredevil Born Again, is that going to be a show or
It's a
is that
show.
like a Marvel special movie?
It's actually a show,
It's a show.
but it's like, I forgot how many episodes it, but it's going to be like a lot of episodes.
She-Hulk was like the longest show that they had, which was
That's
like 9
awful.
episodes.
But now Daredevil Born Again is going to be really long.
Yeah,
They said it's going to
20
span like 4 months.
Yeah, it's gonna be like 20 episodes, I think.
It's like 4 months or something. It's going to span across.
I mean, I'm gonna watch all the episodes because I'm a Daredevil fan.
Yeah, I want. Is it going to be a continuation of the Netflix Daredevil show?
I don't know what the name Born Again. I'm assuming it's either going to be a continuation and they're just saying, like, hey, he's here
Or
now.
he's born
Or,
again
like,
in like
a new
religious
one.
terms.
He's already released a Catholic.
He becomes a religious zealot, like a zealot.
Exactly. And then we have Captain America New World Order, which I think is going to be that big ending at the end of Phase 5.
Ooh, Bucky, right?
No.
No.
Not Bucky.
No.
Falcon is...
Falcon.
I didn't even
Sorry,
watch
sorry.
Falcon and I
You
knew.
know that.
I completely forgot for some reason.
No. Falcon took over, but
Yeah.
Bucky's still, like, his partner.
Yeah,
Bucky just is along for the ride.
Yeah.
it's what's his name? The actor.
So that's just it's Bucky.
No, the
Anthony
Falcon.
Mackie.
Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
Thank you. Why was I gonna say Don Cheadle?
He's...
War Machine.
Yeah.
Is he still alive?
In life, yeah.
Yeah, no, in the MCU.
Yeah,
In the
he's still
MCU, yeah.
Why
He
did
was
I
just
think he
in-
died?
He was just in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought he died.
Well, he got hit with Vision's beam in Civil War.
Oh, that might be why.
But he
Well,
got,
he was
like,
in Infinity War, he was
semi-paralyzed.
in Endgame.
Yeah, he was in Endgame and Infinity War.
He's the one who knocked out Star-Lord in Endgame.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and he's the one who, he was, like, talking to a bunch of holograms, and that's when Cap showed up, and he was like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's going to be the big emphatic end to the Phase 5. And then Thunderbolts will be, like, leading up to Phase 6. In Thunderbolts, you never know. Maybe they'll fight the Fantastic Four, because the Fantastic Four is technically Phase 6.
But who knows when.
Exactly. So, this is the lineup right now. This is what they
That's
announced
the order it's in.
Yeah. This is what they announced at... What was that convention that they announced?
D23.
Yeah, I think D23, right?
It's D23.
Yeah.
Or was it Comic-Con?
Oh, no, it was...
They didn't.
It was D23, and then they did at Comic-Con at San Diego.
Either way, this is the lead.
Well, they announced the phase at D23, and then they did some stuff at San Diego Comic-Con for Ant-Man and some other projects.
Yeah,
and
I'm
then-
taking these as they come.
Yeah,
There's a lot. So, like, right now I'm only thinking about Quantumania, because that's the next one.
I'm excited for that, because
Yeah,
me too.
I've always really liked Ant-Man, and I like Paul Rudd as that character.
I'm interested to see how they do MODOK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I want to see Bill Murray. I still don't know what role he is.
I think he's going to be MODOK.
I don't think... Do you think he's going to be
They're not
MODOK?
showing
I have no
MODOK's
idea.
face. Like, they release images of MODOK
Oh, well,
with the mask
Tarleton.
on.
Is he George Tarleton? He might be. I don't...
I think it's gonna be disappointing. Where like he's gonna be MODOK for a whole fight. He's gonna like go into some machine, turn into MODOK for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He'll open the mask, it'll be Bill Murray's big face, and then he's gonna say a Ghostbuster reference, and then like Power's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
And that's how it's gonna end.
No, he's not.
He's
On IMDb, is listed as Krylar, and
cry.
Krylar, but in MODOK's, like, his real name's George Tarleton.
They can change his name.
Yeah, I could easily change it.
I mean, Taskmaster. What was Taskmaster's real name? Because it's probably not whatever her name is.
Oh, it was yeah, I don't know what Taskmaster actually
Yeah, so
was. It was the daughter of the guy who ran the
Yeah, but in the comics, because Taskmaster was a guy who had nothing to do with this version of Saxa. They must have had different names.
Yeah, that's
So
probably
we
why
can change
people.
the name.
That's probably why people hated Black Widow, because they were like, you built up the Taskmaster, and then he didn't. One, it wasn't the same person; it was a different character altogether than the comics. Two, it was more of a side villain. Although the trailers made it seem like it was the main villain, it was more of a side villain, if we're being honest. So, like, I can see why people didn't like Black Widow, but I enjoyed it after watching it again.
Oh, it's the same director that did the last Ant-Man? Okay. Yeah. He also did the history of the pay telephone, in case you were wondering.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But then after Captain America New World Order is Thunderbolts. So I think it's going to be like New World Order is going to be that big movie at the end, and then Thunderbolts is going to be like, well, here's a little tidbit for
you think it's going to be like a Civil War where it's like, it's going to be like a half Avengers movie, like Avengers 4.5?
I think so. I think it will be. Because, like, I think Anthony Mackie's great. His Captain America is not really, like, built up yet. I can see them using this to sort of elevate him as Cap. But I think he's going to need more Avengers to do that. Like, he's at least, like, I know he's going to need Bucky. Bucky's going to be in it. But I could see them using, like, Hawkeye or Yelena or the New Vision or one of the other one. I don't see them using, like, Doctor Strange or anything like that. Maybe Spider-Man. But I don't see them using, like, any of the huge ones, like the Guardians or Thor or Doctor Strange. But maybe, like, some of the B-level ones, like Spider-Man, or I'd say Spider-Man's a B-level. People were going to shit on me for that, but I'd say Spider-Man's like a B-level still. Or, like, like I said, Hawkeye, Vision, some of them. And then after that, in Phase 6, the only thing they have announced is Fantastic Four, and then Avengers Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars.
Guardians 3 is May.
Is that what's called?
5th, May 5th.
May.
The end, as James Gunn said, the end of an era. The last of the trilogy.
So they're probably going to kill off everyone.
Well, he said this is going to be the last of the Guardians the way we know them for the MCU.
Oh, so maybe they all die except for Quill, and then Quill is like a lone ranger.
They're probably going to kill off Chris Pratt.
You think so?
Yeah.
So he can do Mario more.
Well, that's fair.
I feel like they're going to kill Drax.
We're going to see that, right? The Mario movie.
Drax has no reason to be alive at this point.
Maybe.
Because I want to see it.
They, in the Guardians holiday special, the big thing about the holiday special was Mantis is his sister.
His half-sister.
Oh, thanks for the spoiler.
Have you not seen it yet?
No.
Were you planning on seeing it? I assume. Oh, I'm sorry.
There's like a deleted scene from the second one where they like say that too. So
Mantis is Drax's half-sister?
Yes.
Yes.
Or is it Peter Quill?
No, Drax.
Well, you can tell me now.
Quill's sister.
It's Rocket. No, Groot, sorry.
So Mantis is Eagle's daughter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Which is why
the shows that you weren't going to watch the holiday special. It's nothing special, but like
it's not bad though. It doesn't have a villain.
It doesn't have.
Well, I watched Werewolf by Night. Werewolves by Night.
Oh, that's fair.
I didn't mind Werewolf by Night.
I thought it was good. Yeah,
I had to watch it.
Oh, that was a good one.
I thought it was like different.
Yeah.
But which is why she was on the planet with Ego, because it's his daughter.
She's one of his daughters.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that, but she could die.
I think Dave Bautista said this is his last time playing Drax, so he
confirmed.
He confirmed that he was dying.
Well, he confirmed that it was his last role.
So I'm assuming his last.
Maybe the new Guardians.
He hates Marvel. Is that what you just said?
No, I said maybe it's both of them.
Oh,
maybe the new Guardians is just Quill, Gamora, Nebula, and then Groot and Rocket.
Rocket's gonna die.
I'm really interested.
So?
They're hyping his origin story. This is his backstory. There's no reason to hype up backstory. You're gonna give us an emotional end.
You're gonna see his back.
That would suck.
Oh yeah, the trailer.
Rocket.
My neck. I just turned and it was like a crack.
Yeah,
see, Drax is probably gonna die halfway through the movie, and then Rocket will die at the end.
So the time we're filming this, December 1st, the first trailer for Guardians 3 just came out today. So go watch that.
I also feel like the way they're building up Kang is he's going to be building an army. So he's going to be recruiting, and I think some people that he's going to recruit are Adam Warlock. I think he's going to recruit the Scarlet Witch. That's why I don't think she's dead. I think he's going to try to recruit probably Hulk's son. he's gonna just like make a whole army of these supers to go after the Avengers, and the Avengers are gonna have to fight back somehow.
All the Thunderbolts, maybe.
The Thunderbolts, maybe. You know, you never know. I don't see him going after any mortals like Kingpin, but like some of the higher up people. Although the Thunderbolts are mostly immortals, they're not really like.
Well, so maybe they're disposable.
Yeah, I see him going
front
up.
Line.
Yeah, I see him going up to Blade like, yo, let's do this, and Blade being like, yo, fuck off. I'm not doing this shit. Maybe like Namor, he'll go up to like, I need your army, But I can see him doing something like that, like building an army to fight the Avengers, because nobody, other than Thanos, nobody's ever actually like made an army of superheroes to go after the Avengers. Because like Thanos had his children of Thanos who were like, big and strong, and then they had the telekinetic guy and the other girl, the dude with the spear, and then of course,
way to go, you nailed it. Their names.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And then of course we had Ultron, but his army was all robots, so there was no real like superheroes, and they're all pretty destructible. We saw because like Cap was killing him with just his fists. And then like the first Avengers was Loki with his army, the Chitauri, but like it was just Loki. It wasn't like
and that was kind of Thanos' army, right?
Yeah, exactly. Nobody's ever built like a super villain team to fight the Avengers yet. So like I feel like he can do it. Maybe he'll the only mortal I can see him going after would be Zemo. Because Zemo's almost destroyed the Avengers.
What about
before.
Sharon?
Sharon Carter?
Sharon, yeah.
She's a hero still. She's not a villain.
Oh yeah, you said that.
She's still a hero. The only reason I can see him going after Zemo is because Zemo's almost taken out the Avengers before in Captain America. But yeah, I see people I see dying in Phase 5 are Ant-Man, probably the Hulk. I don't know if he'll die in Phase 5, but Phase 6 he might die. Because they bring in too many Hulks and too many like smart people. So I think he's gonna die. I don't think any of the new people are going to die, really. So the only other old people they have left are Bucky. Doctor Strange, you can call him old, but he's not really old. Hawkeye. And they have Kate Bishop now, so he might die too. You never know. There's so many people, there's so many possibilities for Phase 5 and Phase 6 for people to die. So, it's a morbid thought, but, they could all die, and you never know.
Hey, you have a whole new cast of people anyways.
Exactly. They're building up the young Avengers, the young generation to take over.
Yeah, they're building up basically like their sidekicks to just take over. Like, we already have a new Black Widow with Yelena. We already have a new Hawkeye with Kate Bishop. We have a new Iron Man with Ironheart.
Well, Kate Bishop's not Hawkeye. It's just they're all their own thing.
Well, yeah, but like what I'm saying is you have a new Archer.
They're taking the mantle.
Yeah, you have a new Archer. You have a new person in a suit, like an iron suit.
you have a new Archer. You have a new Wizard.
A new Wizard, exactly.
You have a new Knight.
I guess if America...
Charlize Theron.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Charlize. And Ned from Spider-Man is also a wizard apparently now, so... You never know. Maybe he'll go to
Hobgoblin.
Yeah, because in the comics he's Hobgoblin.
He's Hobgoblin
in the comics?
Yeah.
I always thought that was Green Goblin's son, Harry. No? I've been mistaken this whole time. I always thought it was Harry who was the Hobgoblin. That's why I thought that's what they were doing in Spider-Man 3 when he took over the Green Goblin.
Nah, he was just Goblin 2.0.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
He was just Little Goblin. Young Goblin.
But yeah, these are good movies coming out. Good movies and good shows. Let me see. There's 1, 2,
that we
3,
by the way,
4, 5, 6 movies, and then the rest I think are shows.
By the way, that we know of.
Yes, that we know. They could definitely announce more because they were secret ones
or
in Phase 4.
Like secret special presentation that they've been doing, which I've actually thought have been really cool. These special presentations. They're like like not cool. They did obviously the Guardians Christmas special, but they're like the holiday specials that would come on TV. Werewolf by Night was for Halloween. The Guardian was for Christmas. Mm-hmm. I think it's a really cool
Yeah, it's a cool thing that they're doing because now they have access to Disney Plus. It's not like you have to only do theater movies because you're not going to put the holiday special on the theaters. They have Disney Plus now, so they can do things like shows. They can do things like Christmas specials and Halloween specials and this and that. So you can get to know these characters more, and they don't have to spend a ton of money to do an entire movie. They can just do a small special. You know what I mean?
An Easter special.
Yeah, maybe Easter, maybe a Valentine's Day special,
the Easter Bunny
special. You never know.
Easter Bunny by night.
Easter Bunny. You never know. And it's cool that they have the streaming service now so they can do all that.
Yeah.
Like, I like that. Yeah. Anyways, we're just hit the hour and 45 minutes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we've been going for quite a bit.
8:25.
Yeah, we've been going for quite a bit.
What time did we start?
We started around
an hour and 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, almost 7, probably like
6:45ish.
Jesus. I said that and then I realized how dumb that question was.
Yeah, Chris just can't do math. I kid, Chris. I kid. You know that. Alrighty, so that was Black Panther 2 / Phase 4 recap / Phase 5 rundown. Any last thoughts on what you guys think? Phase 4, Phase 5, Phase 6, or Black Panther? Any last thoughts or ideas?
Nothing really.
I see those gears turning.
I have to use the bathroom.
Okay, well,
that was my final thought.
Well, no final thoughts. Phase 4 was great. I'm excited to see what's going on in Phase 5 and Phase 6. Will they cast John Krasinski as Reed Richards? We'll see.
My watch is vibrating.
Who will die? Who knows? Who will live? Who knows? What's going to happen? We will see. Only time will tell. We'll see with Quantumania when they kick off.
I'm really excited for that.
Yeah. But with that, we'll end this now, so Chris can go use the bathroom. Thank you for watching.
It's not that bad. What? It's not that bad. I can wait.
Right.
Well, we're already an hour and 46
Yeah.
minutes. So we're just going to blame it.
You want to go another hour and 46 minutes?
Yeah. We're just going to blame it on you at to use the bathroom. So because Chris has to use the bathroom, we're going to leave now. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like, share, and subscribe. We're also on, Letterboxd. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram, Facebook, I think.
Letterboxd.
Yeah.
We haven't logged anything.
Yeah, we haven't logged anything yet, but
Should I log
follow us there to keep up with all of our news and our updates on videos and different things going on in the movie world.
Facebook, Instagram.
Do you have an Instagram?
We have an Instagram.
Yeah, we have an Instagram.
We have an Instagram.
Good for us.
Twitch? No.
But feel free to
We'll stream the movies while we're in theater while we're on Twitch.
Follow us on those platforms for updates. We'll keep you guys updated on which movies and stuff we do next. Thank you for watching. Sorry for the long wait, and thank you for being patient with us. All right. Thank you.
See you guys.
Bye.
Later.